Hi everybody. Welcome to another live. It's financial planning. For those of you who are joining in this and every Sunday, welcome and thank you for your support. And for those who have subscribed recently, thank you and continue to share. Please comment on the videos. Please like, of course, and hit the notification bell so you'll be informed or the first to know when I go live or when a video is uploaded. For those of you who are joining in for the very first time, of course, welcome. And I am your girl, Sharnette Clark, the iconic advisor. And yes, I am a licensed financial advisor right here in the beautiful island of Jamaica. Now, let me make sure, of course, that my audio is going. As usual, I am my audio tech. I'll make sure that all is well. Let me make sure all is well. Yes, so I think I'm good to go. So again, welcome. Go ahead and share the video, if you may, with your families and friends. Of course, let them know that we're live. Now, it is in the month of August that all of us know are, for those of us with children, whether it is their first school, second school, students in university, and of course, you have some adults who are doing some continued studies like myself. No, it always happens every year, no matter how much you plan. Back to school always seems like it is an unexpected expense. It's never planned for. And I guess the prices of books also, uniform, shoes, those prices tend to go up annually. So you can't be too prepared. But if you have something in place, at least it kind of help to cushion, and it helps you also not to be, so frustrated somewhat once you have planned. Now, I have two sons, of course. Both are, well, my last one entering high school, and I tend to be the kind of mom to make sure that those textbooks are wrapped and that they're kept in a good condition, reminding them how to place them in the bag, how to remove them from the bag, and also prevent them from getting stolen. Now, once my son, the first one, has completed a form, that book is stored in a dried clean place, stored on a shelf. It is placed in the order with a first form, second form. So when I'm ready to retrieve them, then it is that I'm able to access them. What I do also with the book list is that I make sure that I go through those books lists once I receive them. And if you have friends and family that can lend you the books or give you the books, then I suggest that you do that. I know for a fact that there are some books that are available online also. So these are methods of planning, of budgeting, and if you don't plan, of course, I tell you, you will plan to fail. So once you're planning and once you have your budget going and you know that these are expenses that come every year, but I tell you, every year it seems like it's not planned, then you can make sure, of course, that you check if persons have the book, whether friends or family, that you can get the books second hand, that you don't have to pay that cost. And if not, you shop around to see where you can get the best prices for those books. My experiences over the years have been that once you purchase the books before August to September, you tend to get the price of the previous year for those books. The only thing that can derail that is if there's a new edition for that book, the school no longer uses that book or a new one came out. But I know for a fact that the prices normally increase when the new set comes in between August and September. So if it is that you can also, what I do, let me tell you what I do. Once I get the book list, I lay them out. I go through the list, I check what books are in house, and the books that are not, I tick. And then I decide the books that are going to be purchased. If you're not able to purchase all at once, you purchase some first. You check what is online. And my oldest, who will be going on to fourth form, I noticed based on the subject choices that most of those books are on the rental list. So that you need to go through first before you run off and start purchasing The thing about it is, it's a good thing that I spoke to him at first, because we chose the subjects, but I had in my mind, the books that would have been on his list would have been the subjects that he chose, but that's not the case. It's just one book list. Sat down, went through the list with him, and realized that I don't have a lot of books that needs to be purchased. A lot of what he'll be using, as I said before, is on the rental list. So you want to make sure that you're not spending where you don't have to, and the money can be saved to do something else. One of the saving tips too that I've had based on experience is that I mentioned to you that sometimes the books may change. I've seen where books have similar names, but that's one is a workbook and one is the handbook or the textbook, and you purchase the wrong one. Make sure that when you purchase those books that you verify even the first day of school that you have purchased the correct books. Once you have written the name in the books, the bookstore will not refund or exchange that book. So even though it is wrapped, which is a plus to them because the cover is protected, and what I normally do to be on the safe side, because I am not so good at wrapping those books so neatly and eliminating the bubbles, I paid a little extra and have the bookstore wrap it themselves. So I had the experience where I bought the wrong book and I could have returned the book because they checked to see if the name was written on the leaves, how we do it, or inside the book. And I was able to get the correct book even though it was already wrapped. So if I had written his name in it, then that would have been a book that was purchased that he wasn't using, nor his brother. And that would have been money spent that could have been utilized somewhere else. So you want to bear those in mind because we get busy. Now, one of the things that I am thinking of this year, or what I had done last year, I didn't purchase uniforms immediately. I wait to see what is going to happen in terms of whether it's going to be face to face or whether it is going to be online. So I purchased 2 uniforms, and that was sometime in May of this year. And it was 2 each. Both of them had exam and had to do face to face. So what I did, I made sure that when one was worn the day before, that one is prepared for the next day, and I kept the cycle going instead of buying all of 4 or 5 sets of uniforms, which purchasing 2 helped me to save. And then here comes the case is rising again, and they had to be home. So I was happy about that decision. So you have to be meticulous about what is it that we are doing now. Now, as it relates to what is going to be happening going forward, I'm going to be repeating those measures because they worked. So the tip is you make sure that you're checking online to see if there are books available. 2, you make sure that you're doing hand-me-downs. Hand-me-downs can be in the form of books. So your first child or a cousin or a friend can lend or give you the books that is being utilized by your child and exhaust the book rental that is available. And of course, 3, make sure that the books are wrapped, make sure they're in good condition. And if it is that you purchase a book, do your checks and balances to make sure that is that book that the child is going to be using before you write the child's name in the book in the event of exchange or return. Now, as it relates to something else I had done last year that worked, check the school bags. If we don't have to buy bags because they're not, you probably won't be having face to face, or the bags are in good condition. Because I teach my children to save, they can tell me, Mom, I need a new bag, or Mom, it's not necessary. You want to make sure that you're not spending in areas that you don't have to and put yourself in a strenuous position in these times where it is uncertain, where persons are losing their jobs, where persons are losing hours. You want to make sure that you're balancing out in terms of budgeting, and sit and go through the list of things that you have to do for back to school. And although they're saying that school fees are not necessary for the operation or the proper running of these schools, and most of them for our teachers to be paid, these fees are required. So pay what is required so that, the schools can continue, so that our children can learn properly. We want to make sure that our teachers are not underpaid. Greetings to the Martin Matthews Project, sir. Welcome. Thank you always for supporting and joining in. Now you want to make sure that, of course, that the schools have the money that is needed to operate, even though it is said that the minimum or the maximum rather we should be paying is $5,000. I don't know what school can operate with that. I guess if all are compliant, then maybe yes, but we know that all our parents are not compliant. Now, if it is that you are able to even sponsor a child or two, then you can also do so. I know a lot of schools accommodate that and facilitate that, where some parents are not able to pay, that they will allow and welcome parents to contribute to those. Now, what else as it relates to lunch money? No, we thought as parents that we would have been relieved of the lunch money. No, I have an idea for the lunch money, which I had placed forward, and this year is no exception. If our children are doing online, we still want to make sure that they're being given their lunch money. Guess what this does? And we can do it in whatever tricky way or cute way, or let them be aware that even though I'm giving you this money, you're not going out to buy a lunch, but we can start training them, encourage them to save this money for something that whether they want to purchase or something that you think they need, but something that is big. Let them save towards that. Similarly to when we give them the lunch money when they're going to school and we expect them to save from it, I am encouraging our parents to make sure that they are still getting those lunch money so they'll be able to save more. And in saving more, we want to make sure that they place this money in a system that is going to encourage long-term saving and also discipline. So we can have those discussions with our children. So we can treat it like it is that they're still going to school. What I also do from time to time with my children is the snacks and the lunch package that they would enjoy at school, because all of us are going through this and we have to learn to adapt, and some of us are not coping very well. What I try to do is try to kind of somewhat prepare the same meal, how they would get it at school, whether it is nuggets and fries or something. I know one thing that is given at one of my son's school is they would give them the cinnamon roll with cheese and would warm it in the microwave. I had it and it is so good. I hope my coach not watching. But of course, I try to replicate some of those stuff so they have that sense of still being at school or still experiencing some of the stuff that would be given to them at school. Can't do everything, but if we can create that balance, then it is that we can help our children cope. We can also cope. If they're coping, we'll be fine. So basically, that is it on the back to school tips. For those of you who missed last week live, I spoke about persons who want to own their homes. I am trying to arrange for someone, even from the NHT, to be on here. I know for a fact that I'll be bringing on someone to discuss the pension again and also for taxes. And we'll be discussing those taxes, tax evasion or tax deduction, which is legal, which is not, which is acceptable, and also some tax credits. Right here also in Jamaica, not just in America, that we have benefits as it relates to our taxes. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me this and every Sunday right here on the Iconic Advisor page. Remember to like, share, comment, and hit the notification bell. Remember to stay safe, stay focused, and stay strong. Remember to observe the protocols, washing of the hands, washing off watching your distance and wearing your mask. I said washing off the face. But of course, and if needs be, just remember to just respect each other's space. I'm seeing persons still getting offended. COVID is still here. The new variant is all over. I'm not sure where at this point, but Jamaica's record was 656 today, and that is not looking good. So we need to make sure everywhere that we are protecting ourselves. I see an article going out that we need to stay close to the families that are probably living in one household and try to minimize exposure with persons who are not, to see how much we can control and contain this. COVID is here, and we just have to learn to adjust and to make the necessary changes so that we can all survive. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I so do intend to. Remember to watch the videos. Remember to share. There's something here for everyone. Bye.